Tune in every Monday morning at 10 for Get in the Know with host Marley B, providing the city of Highland Park news, information, and entertainment. Find out what's happening in Highland Park from the city's movers and shakers. Get in the Know with Marley B. Monday mornings at 10, right here on WHPR.
As a single mother, my first job is care about Derek. Everything that I do is from him. When I moved to Philadelphia and this apartment, after 6 months, we need to connect with the world. I use internet to keep him in a language because that's the way to get connected with my family tradition. He has to know where he comes from. We need internet essential. There's no excuses to not get connected.
Good morning and welcome to your very own TV show, Get in the Know. I am your host, Marley Blackman, Marley B, that's me, right here in Highland Park, Michigan, giving you the information that you need to know, you want to know, and you deserve to know. Today, we are going to be talking with the Honorable Mayor Hubert Yap about something very important and near and dear to our hearts. We've heard it in the media. He is here to clarify exactly what is going on, and it is keeping our children safe with lead-based paint. In our homes, we know that lead-based paint is poison to our families and our children, and we have help for you. So if you stay tuned in, stay locked in, and if you think that you have lead-based paint in your home, please give us a call, and we'll be able to assist. 313-868-0342. Stay tuned in, stay locked in. We'll be right back with the Honorable Mayor Hubert Yap. And welcome back to your very own TV show, Get in the Know. I am your host, Marley Blackman, Marley B, that's me. I'm also your press secretary for the City of Highland Park. We are here right now joining us, Mayor Hubert Yap. How are you, sir? Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am well. I'm well. So we're keeping our promise. We are seeing you every other week, giving us some information about the city and what's going on. I know there's been a lot of information going on about lead-based poisoning in our community. There's been reports saying that Highland Park is reporting the highest numbers out of all cities, which is interesting to me. We have to do more research to see if that's even true. I know that that's concerning to you because you have your family lives here, right?
Absolutely.
And you live here, obviously. The citizens live here, and you want to make sure that everybody is safe. So tell me, what are your findings with this?
Well, my press secretary, Marley Blackman,
Let's start from the beginning.
Yeah, she sent me a text message alerting me to this article, and I read the article, and it was released from the state of Michigan that Highland Park, among other communities, had a very high rate, and the test results was 1 in 7 children. What I wanted to know, first of all, how did you get 1 in 7?
Right.
What were your samplings? Was it the schools, the hospitals? Did you go around, do a survey in the community? So I also communicated with State Rep LaTanya Garrett. Okay. And she was busy trying to get data regarding this. And I also called the directors in the Wayne County Human Services and Health Department. Well, I found out that the county has $2.9 million for 4 communities in this area. And they have applications, of which we have applications and have had applications in our city for some time.
Yes.
And we've had a number of homes in our city remediated.
Yes.
And so this is not new to us. but the 1 in 7 children disturbed me. And
That's a lot.
that is a lot,
Yeah.
but then you got to think, what sampling did you have? Was it just George Washington Carver School? Was it just some hospital record? Or was it,
Did we ever get to the bottom of that?
I'm still pending. As a matter
Okay.
of fact, tomorrow evening at the Ernest T. Ford Fieldhouse at 10 Pickens, we're having a community meeting
Yeah, at 6 p.m.
at 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to cover this. We'll have people from the different departments. We'll have the director of the Wayne County program.
Yes.
And we'll have others, possibly State Rep Garrett will be there with us.
Okay.
But what I want to say is that the $2.9 million that the county has, I went further. I called several companies, experts that do this kind of work.
Yeah.
They told me that $2.9 million would cover 200 homes. Highland
That's
Park,
it?
that's it.
Wow.
$2.9 million for 200 homes.
Right.
Highland Park is a historical city. We have homes, and by the way, the homes are pre-78 that we're concerned
Right.
with.
Right.
In Highland Park, the homes were built in the 20s and 30s, some in the 40s.
So we should have more money.
We should get a lot more money. I asked Ms. Garrett, could she possibly seek funding directly to Highland Park?
Yes.
Because if there's 2.9 million for all of these older communities, but yet you say Highland Park has the highest rate, I'm asking the governor, if you let your staff put out this information and you know about the problem, why didn't you do something immediately
Prior to this.
prior to and try to remedy the problem? Well, let me say this. This is my thought. If we give priority and declare an emergency on the opiates, which you volunteer to take,
Yeah.
now we're talking about children 6 years and younger who need supervision. You got them exposed to dangers that will alter their mental state and cause all kind of problems,
Right.
behavioral problems, and
That they're non-voluntarily taking this they're not doing this on purpose.
Absolutely.
They are put in this environment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, where's the priority in the governor's office?
Yeah,
And
I agree.
I'm concerned, and I'm going to get to the bottom of this because our children that's our best resources.
Yeah.
When I see things like in Syria
It's a
and
great comparison, sir.
other places, and I see the children that are harmed, a limb over here and they're 2 feet away,
Yeah.
that hurts me bad because I spent 7.5 years in the Army and I was in a combat zone. And I'm going to tell you something. Our children are precious. We have to look out for our kids, and
Yeah.
we need to do something about this lead-based paint, and I'm going to pursue it until I'm satisfied.
Let me ask you a question. I know that since I've been the press secretary for the city of Highland Park, it seems like the media, they always want to find anything, something wrong with our city to report on it. It's like they get a high off of it. And I've been trying to really scale that back. But this article that you found, sir,
Yes.
first of all, let me just say this. They had already written the article, Detroit News and Detroit Free Press, prior to even contacting us. And then they wanted to contact us to see if we had any comments. Well, I don't think that that's fair because before you write something, you should verify the facts, no matter if you got a report from the state or not. You should find out what the mayor is talking about. You should find out what the city council is talking about, the
agree.
press secretary is talking about. So I don't want to say that this is credible because they didn't really get the information from the city, from every source that was available to them. So tell me about what you feel about this article right now.
Well, I think, again, the information came from the state,
Yes.
and that's the governor's staff.
Yes.
Why would you put out that kind of detrimental information without a resolution, without taking the initiative to do something about it, that we discovered this and now we're doing this?
Right.
You sent us a problem without a resolution.
It's almost like they're bragging and boasting about Highland Park has 1 in 7 kids that could be affected with lead poisoning. It's like that's excitement to
It's a
them.
belittling of our city.
It really
And,
is.
This is my second term as mayor, not consecutive, but my second term.
Yes.
And the first term, there was talk from Lansing that we were a welfare city.
Yeah.
We are not a welfare city. We have great children, and we're going to look out for our children. And our city is growing, and we're going to better our city by development and being good neighbors to each other,
Yes.
we are moving our city forward. And the state should do their job and help us. The governor's got a rainy day fund. If you know it's this kind of health problem, why aren't you digging out some of that money and contributing to the resolution of this problem?
Yeah. Do you feel like, with the situation with Flint and some other situations, do you feel like the governor even care about our children?
Well, I'm going to be frank, and I normally make statements based on facts.
Yes, you do, sir.
The facts show that the governor has not done what he should do, starting with Flint, and even with this article.
Yeah.
I know the governor is made aware of any kind of release from his staff, and the governor has read the paper. You see a problem here with 6-year-old and under babies, and I haven't heard anything that the governor is making arrangements or we're going to declare an emergency. But the opiates across the country, you got grown-ups, people who are old enough to make good decisions or poor decisions, and that's
You're protecting them.
Yes.
You're
yes.
putting money behind that.
Right.
Donald Trump wants to give you the death penalty if you're
Absolutely.
caught serving these drugs to people.
You know, I would say that I look at this is a housing situation.
Yes.
Pre-78, you got Dr. Ben Carson, the head of HUD. Doctor. Now, why hasn't Dr. Carson or someone notified him that, hey, get some money from Washington? And I can say this, ladies and gentlemen, when I hold my meeting, if the governor of this state doesn't speak up, I'm going to design or compose a letter to Dr. Ben Carson, who's the head of HUD, and see if we can't get some help. I'm not going to give up. This is serious business.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. We will be right back to talk more about the lead poisoning that has been reported in our city, the city of Highland Park, Michigan. Stay tuned and stay locked in. Of course, if you have any questions and or concerns, you want to chime in on the conversation and talk to your mayor of the city, you can please give us a call at 313-868-0342. We'll be right back.
Tune in every Monday morning at 10 for Get in the Know with host Marley B. Providing the city of Highland Park news, information, and entertainment. Find out what's happening in Highland Park from the city's movers and shakers. Get in the Know with Marley B. Monday mornings at 10, right here on WHPR.
As a single mother, my first job is care about Derek. Everything that I do is from him. When I moved to Philadelphia and this apartment, after 6 months, we need to connect with the world. I use internet to keep him in a language because that's the way to get connected with my family tradition. He has to know where he comes from. We need internet essential. There's no excuses to not get connected.
And welcome back to your very own TV show, Get in the Know. I am your host, Marley Blackman, and your press secretary for the city of Highland Park. We are sitting here with the Honorable Mayor Hubert Yap, and we're talking about safety in our community, in the city of Highland Park, in our homes. We know that Highland Park is historical, and it's been reported that homes that were built prior to 1978 could have lead-based poisoning, definitely have lead-based poisoning in the homes. So we want to let you know that it's been reported in the media, but we are here to help. Our mayor is not ignoring anything. He never has. He deals with things head on. We have applications at City Hall that you can fill out, and they will come out. They will repaint your home, replace windows, all kinds of things. We're here to help you. We're also doing an event the mayor is holding. As soon as he found out about this, he got his team together and he said, you know what, we have to have an event. So tomorrow at Ernest T. Ford Recreation Center, 10 Pickett Street at 6 p.m., there's going to be a community forum, and we're going to let you know what you need to do and exactly what's going on. You're going to hear from the mayor and his team themselves. So, sir, we're talking about this, and you just made a quote off the air. What did you say when you were writing your notes about the price tag on?
Making notes that You know, we spend money on the folk with opiate use, and
Yes.
you know, my thoughts are, how do we put a price tag on the health of our babies?
Yeah.
You know, our babies.
can't.
You got grown-ups using opiates, and President Trump is declaring that an emergency. He's
Yeah.
finding funding. How about our babies, our helpless babies? You know, we must do something about this. We must make sure that the home they live in is free and clear of lead-based paint.
Okay, so sir, do you, again, my question goes back to, do you think that it's poor versus wealthy, or do you think that it's black versus white? Not to put you on the spot, but when you say our babies, we're really talking about the income levels of these families. We're also the low income levels of these families, and we're also talking about African American families. Do you think that if the tables were turned, that there would be a little bit more urgency on this?
Well, yes, I'm going to say yes, because prior to becoming the mayor, of course, you know, I spent 31 years in the police services division.
Yeah.
And I remember as a young police officer back in early 70s, myself and my partners told our supervisors that the people were selling drugs in the homes. And the answer from my supervisor was, as long as they keep it in the home, leave them alone.
Okay.
But when it hit north of 8 Mile, across 8 Mile,
Yeah.
it became an epidemic. It's a panic. We got to find a solution to this drug sales. So I'm saying this. I won't say it's racial, but if you look at the facts, look at the communities that were listed in the paper, Highland Park, Ecorse, and they said the poor communities in this region. These are primarily little black babies. Primarily little black babies.
Yes.
It's a problem if it's in Oakland County, Macomb County, it's a problem.
Yeah.
You need to look after your babies too. And you need to join this effort, and we need to come together to have the governor to protect our babies, our children 6 years and under. And me, I don't care what color you are. If it's a child, I got a soft spot in here for
Yeah,
children. I really
absolutely.
do. So I think we need to come together and get this problem solved. And we're going to do it in Highland Park. Now, Highland Park's not going to sit down.
Yeah.
We're going to get this thing done.
Okay.
So-
But it's interesting to me that, you know, have we gotten calls from residents prior to this hitting the media about people having concerns about the lead-based paint that's in their homes?
No, none that I'm aware of, and I can say during my first term from '08 to 12,
Okay.
we had applications. We had Wayne County in our community remediating the homes, stripping the paint out and repainting and putting new windows in and so forth and so on. I have not heard of any calls. This just came up.
Okay. That's interesting that just all of a sudden, out of the clear blue sky, if we haven't gotten any calls from our residents and any concerns, where did they get this information from?
I don't know, but to have a figure 1 in 7, it would make you think that the community is just neglected.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I ask you, where did you get the survey information?
Yes.
Was it from the school, from the church, from the
Yes.
hospital, from the playground? Where did you get this 1 in 7? Or did you just test 7 kids
Yeah.
and found one?
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't say, but I would like to know it. I'm not going to stop till I find out.
Okay. All right. We know that you're on the case. So moving along, we're going to move past the lead-based poisoning. Again, if you guys have any questions about that while we're on the air, you can always give us a call in, 313-868-0342, and talk directly to the mayor, and he's right here to answer any questions. What else is going on in the city, sir? I know that the last time you were on, 2 weeks ago, we talked about the infrastructure of the city. We talked about the water. We talked about the engineering. We talked about getting our finances in order with the lawsuits and things like that. Is there any progress from 2 weeks ago till now with those
Yes,
things?
as a matter of fact, I read a little newspaper, a local newspaper. It's published by one of our council folk in Highland Park.
Okay.
And I read an article that stated that there was development and we were keeping it from the community, and why don't the community share the information?
Okay.
Well, there's a procedure you go through We had an RFQ out, and the RFQ,
And that's request for qualifications,
Right.
actually, you guys, if you didn't know that.
right, so we get those, and when the folk come in, the developers come in, and they want to do something in the community,
Yes.
they want time to look around and see what's available. So they want to do their due diligence.
Yes.
So they initiate paperwork, and they sign, and I sign, that I will keep this information confidential until they agree that they want to do some development here. So, and also, we have letters of intent. You sign letters of intent, and you cannot speak on their proposal until they finalize it.
Yes.
But we are looking at some very good proposals at this time, and I can say that this community needs development to survive. We can relieve the tax burden from you for your water, for your taxes, if we can develop our community, and that's my intent.
Okay.
I'm going to develop this community before my time is up, and I'm going to see it through.
All right, that's powerful. I'm looking forward to that. That's exciting.
It is exciting.
That's exciting. So when you say develop, development could mean a few things or one thing. Do you want to see something that breaks ground and it's open for business and it's new and it's innovative into the city of Highland Park? Is that what you're talking of?
That's precisely what I'm saying.
Okay.
And I'm saying that when we speak of development, it touches a lot of areas. Jobs.
Yes.
Our people need jobs. You know, I find so many of those young folk, since Mr. Obama saved the car company, a lot of them didn't go back to the factories. A lot of them are out there now unemployed. We're bringing in jobs, and we will retrain. We'll request retraining, and we're working diligently to get our people back to work, to improve our quality of life in the city.
Yeah.
And we're going to move forward.
All right, that sounds good. You heard him from the mayor himself. He is working hard to make sure that he returns this city back to excellence because you deserve it. Stay tuned and stay locked in. We'll be right back.
As a single mother, my first job is care about Derek. Everything that I do is from him. When I moved to Philadelphia and this apartment, after 6 months, we need to connect with the world. I use the internet to keep him in a language because that's the way to get connected with my family tradition. He has to know where he comes from. We need internet essential. There's no excuses to not get connected.
Tune in every Monday morning at 10 for Get in the Know with host Marley B. Providing the city of Highland Park news, information, and entertainment. Find out what's happening in Highland Park from the city's movers and shakers. Get in the Know with Marley B. Monday mornings at 10, right here on WHPR.
And welcome back to your very own TV show, Get in the Know. I am your host, Marley Blackman. Marley B, that's me. I'm also your press secretary for the city of Highland Park, giving you the information you need to know, you want to know, and you deserve to know. Today we have the Honorable Mayor Huber Yappin with us. As always, this is his show. I'm just the host, giving you the information that he wants you to have. We were talking about lead-based poisoning and the safetyness of our children and our families in Highland Park. We have an event that's happening tomorrow at 6 o'clock at Ernest T. Ford Recreation Center at 10 Pickett Street, right here in Highland Park, Michigan, at 6 p.m. Put that on your calendars. It's free and open to the public. We want you guys to all come in. If you think that your home should be inspected for lead-based poisoning, we will have applications there, so you can fill those out and we can come over and see what we can do for you to make sure that your family and your children are safe. We want to talk about dumping in our city. Just as the media likes, I'd say, they like to dump on Highland Park. I think people think that they can just come in our city and dump their garbage in Highland Park, and we want to talk about that. Sir, what do you feel about that? What do you want to tell the community about dumping in Highland Park?
Well, first of all, I like to remind the community, if you look in your alleys have been swept for the first time in 40 to 50 years.
Yes.
And we're doing a great job of trying to clean up our city.
Uh-huh.
Now we find there's new dumping going on. I ask you to look around. If you see it, report it to the police. As they say, see something, say something. We need your help to keep our city clean. That's a promotional tool for our city. People want to do things in a clean city. So we're on our way up. Let's not regress. Let's not go back. Let's continue. So let's work together. The block clubs, get involved. And if you don't have a block club, start one.
Yes.
Believe me, Marley can give you all the details on how to start that detail.
We've been promoting that. I'm really proud of the city because there's been like maybe 3 or 4 new streets that's contacted me about starting the block club, and they've had meetings, and they're starting meetings, and that's just wonderful. We're going to be doing some more grant writing
Absolutely.
for them, and it's just great. So definitely, if you have a block club, you guys can come together and make sure that there's no dumping on your street, and use us as a resource. We're here for you for whatever it is that you need to make sure that your block stays clear and clean and free of the dumping. I also like that. If you see something, say something.
Absolutely.
Because that's even with crime in our city. That's how we keep our city safe.
And believe me, dumping is a crime. We have a judge officer that lives in this community, and she don't play that. If you dump, you can look at a big fine or time in jail.
Okay.
So let's report these people. They don't live in our city. They come over here and dump their trash and they leave.
Yeah.
So we're going to stop that. We're going to bring ourselves back to excellence by reporting.
Yeah. But, you know, we also have to change the way people perceive our city. They perceive our city as, oh, that's just a little old city. It's ghetto, or it's low income, and it's none of that. Our police, our fire, our mayor, they're all excellence. They want to make sure that the city is held up to a certain standard.
Absolutely.
So you can try it if you want to, but you're not going to get away with it, right?
We have the police out there. We have the fire department. We have staff meetings, and at the staff meeting, we ask all of our people, whether you're in finance or DPW, if you see it, report it to the police.
Absolutely.
Let them take action, and be cautious. Don't get too close to situations like that, taking photographs.
Yeah.
I don't want you to get in trouble, but just report it. If you can get a license plate number, call the police. If not, get a description and just call the police.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I appreciate your hard work, sir. Well, you are like the hardest working mayor I know.
We're going to get it done. We're going to get it done.
All right, you guys. So is there anything else that we should talk about? Do you want the people to know?
Well, just the fact that we need you to be diligent. And when you're out there in the evenings, we're still working on illuminating our city. We haven't forgotten about the lights. We're working on so many different things, but we're making progress. But in the interim, be safe, keep your eyes open, and
I have a question for you, because I get a lot of calls as I try to stay out in the community and try to represent you well. Right. And so I get a lot of calls about if there's like vandalized vehicles in the lot next to them, to their homes. That's not safe. Some people are scared. They feel like somebody can be hiding in the vehicle and possibly pull them in there, or maybe there is a body in the vehicle or something like that. What would you say to the residents about if there's vehicles that's just been abandoned for a month or several weeks? What should they do?
I would call the police department, and we also have code enforcement.
Okay.
Carlton and Code Enforcement, you can call him. The police will normally come out and they'll mark the tire, and after 30 days they will tow it.
Okay.
So if you see it and you think it's a hazard, call the police or call Code Enforcement, and we'll do something about it.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. And so I know that a year ago we were really trying to sort through all the water bills and all that. We're like on track with all of that. We kind of sorted through that, and we're on the ball, and our water department is doing an amazing job.
They really are. As a matter of fact, I'm glad you mentioned that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, there's calls every day about, when are you going to fix my street? Well, we have MCA, our engineering firm, that are working underground to replace our piping. When you have those water main breaks,
Yeah.
it costs the city $25,000.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we have to do, you fix first things first. First, you want to fix the underground, the water mains. Then you pave the streets. Could you see yourself on a street that's a brand new paved street and your water main break?
Yeah.
You got to dig up the street.
Yeah.
So you're back to square one. So we're doing things in the proper sequence, but we're slowly getting there. Bear with us, and if you have any questions, call me and I'll explain it to you.
Well, it didn't happen overnight, so we can't fix it overnight, but we are fixing it. That's the great news,
That's it.
right?
That's it.
All right, you guys, so that is all that I have with the mayor. I'm going to let the mayor go back to City Hall and run the city like he always does, and then I will be back with some more information for you. So stay tuned in, stay locked in, and I'll be right back.
Tune in every Monday morning at 10 for Get in the Know with host Marley B. Providing the city of Highland Park news, information, and entertainment. Find out what's happening in Highland Park from the city's movers and shakers. Get in the Know with Marley B. Monday mornings at 10, right here on WHPR.
As a single mother, my first job is care about Derek. Everything that I do is from him. When I moved to Philadelphia and this apartment, after 6 months, we need to connect with the world. I use internet to keep him in a language because that's the way to get connected with my family tradition. He has to know where it comes from. We need internet essential. There's no excuses to not get connected.
And welcome back to your very own TV show, Get in the Know. I'm your host, Marley Black, and Marley V, that's me. I am also your press secretary for the City of Highland Park. We are always wanting to provide you with great information. Just giving you the information is really important to myself and our mayor. Our city is really important to us, and we want to make sure that you have a quality of life and you have everything that you need to live a quality life, live, work, and play right here in the City of Highland Park. So we're working very, very diligently on doing that and providing that for you, for the residents right here. We want you to always get involved, whether it's starting your own block club, whether it's trying to purchase the lot on your block or lots on your block to develop them, whether it's trying to develop a new business and being an entrepreneur, whether it's feeding or pouring into your children or the children of this city and encouraging them to be entrepreneurs, whether it's volunteering at our schools. I know that George Washington Carver has a career day coming up. I don't know the exact date, but you can call up to George Washington Carver and you can be a part of that. We want you to be a part of the community. That is how we're going to rebuild this community and continue to make it strong and be stronger. The mayor is having his mayor's luncheon. It's his quarterly luncheon, and it's going to be on Friday, May the 25th. And we're going to be talking about the Opportunity Zone, and it's a certain tax credit, tax base that is given from our president that will allow different tax credits when you develop certain businesses, and it's a zone in a community. So we're going to talk about that at the mayor's luncheon on May the 25th. So that following Monday, I will be giving you the findings of what that meeting, what we discovered in that meeting, and so you would know. We always want to keep you abreast of what we're doing as we're moving forward. So that's it. So I love that you have tuned in. If you ever want to chime in, ever want to call in, you can always feel free to do so at 313-868-0342. Thank you so very much for watching Get in the Know. Mwah. I love you.